CMB, I think. I went for Kazana. I went to Kazana. Friday night. CMB was Thursday. I think Maybank was also on Thursday.
I agree with you that there's this big disconnect, Esther, between you can give me GDP figures all you want, it's consistent and blah, 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 and all this kind of thing, but the man on the street will never feel it. And I agree with that big disconnect thing, and with this whole range of like, you know, all these shops closing down. But you talk to some people, and did they give you an answer about why there's such this disparity, why the man on the street looks at our reports of GDP figures and sort of thumbs their nose at it?
I guess Julia Goh from UOB did mention that, you know, probably it's because inflation, cost of living is higher now. So yeah, that's probably one reason why. And also, I mean, a lot of the economists and businessmen as well, they mention probably because the GDP, the robust GDP that we see, it's more one-sided now. It's not broad. It's not across the board, and all. Only because export sectors are up. Probably the agriculture, palm oil and rubber.
Stuff that doesn't, I suppose, relate directly to people like us and the people on the street.
It doesn't really trickle down to the masses yet. Hasn't trickled down to the masses yet.
So I'm not surprised that people will be frustrated, because you can keep telling us that the country's doing well all you want, but you kind of don't feel it. But a lot of the guys that you talk to all talked about this lag. You know, that you will see the benefits of this, but it takes some time. Did any of them tell you how much time it's going to take?
Specifically, like in number of months or years, no. But I guess Dr. Ye from Sunway Business School, he did mention that you probably need the GDP to sustain at the robust level that we are seeing now for a longer period of time. Unemployment needs to come down, and of course, you see, the most important thing is wages has to rise even more.
Okay, how is that going to happen? I mean, how are businesses, because our wages are stagnant, we've been complaining about this. So what does the country need to actually, for our wages to eventually come up? I mean, did any of them give you any answers for that?
Not really. I guess, it goes back to the same question about productivity, and productivity, you have to be more productive, then, companies pay you more, and so just earnings and productivity.
Okay. But retail-wise, definitely we all agree, I've seen the retail stats as well, we aren't doing well. Retail Group Malaysia also sort of agrees with that. And the fact is, we keep seeing more malls. People keep seeing more malls, but they seem to be so empty. So is it our fault, or the producer's fault, or like, are we just not spending enough? Because he did mention that people are more cautious in their spending, but why only now? GST's been around for like 2 years already.
Well, I mean, from one angle of it, you look at the consumer sentiment index. Things are picking up. It's a little better than it was before, but still hasn't reached that, optimism threshold of 100. And at the same time, there's like so many malls out in KL. Yeah, so I don't know. Nobody really knows. The demand is the same, probably. Demand is the same, but then there's just too many players in the market.
But I think also the key is the mix of businesses that seem to kind of do well, which you mentioned, of course. I completely don't agree with the Tim Ho Wan boss who says that apparently Tim Ho Wan didn't do well in Malaysia because Malaysians don't eat pork. I don't get it, man. I honestly don't get it. I think it didn't do well because they didn't maintain the quality well. I mean, you've eaten there, right? It's like, it's for the price it pays. Is it worth that price, you think?
I guess it's quite subjective. Like, to some people, they would say that it's worth the money, but maybe more people would say maybe it's just a treat, a once a month treat, or
who knows, right? But the business that is doing well, funnily enough, is Starbucks. What did they get right that all of us and that everybody else didn't get wrong? Either that, or they're putting, or their coffee is so addictive that nobody can give it up.
I guess, people did mention that, if Starbucks is like probably a treat that you can afford to have. Whereas maybe more pricey stuff like Tim Ho Wan is something that you can't afford every day. But for a $10 coffee every day, you'd be thinking to yourself, maybe why not? Maybe I deserve this.
For the second half of 2017, do you think, did the retailers say it'll be better? Because people like Old Town reduced their shops, Padini also reduced their shops. What is their outlook? Are they just cautiously optimistic or what?
I think most retailers that I've talked to, or even F&B players that I've talked to, they are saying that they are just hoping for the best. So everybody is cautiously optimistic of what's ahead.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.